Hello everyone. Figured I'd give everyone a quick little review of Once Human, where it's at the moment, just so people have an idea of what they're playing. So this is a free-to-play, and it is genuinely a free-to-play in terms of you can play the whole game free and spend money if you want to, but it's not actually required and won't give you that much of an edge. So that's pretty cool. It's mostly just for cosmetics. The game itself, as you can see, is first-person shooter with third-person shooter elements. It's more third-person than first-person actually, for that matter. But you can go off and there's a fair amount of customization how you play and how you aim and stuff like that. So you can actually shoot in third-person entirely if you like. I just like using first for when I'm in close-range shooting. There's a melee system. You've got abilities like the bird I've just used, as well as deviant abilities, which I'm sure I'll use in a minute, which are unique to deviants you unlock in the world, which are these sort of creatures that have unique abilities and traits, which can improve your base or be used in combat for active combat roles or things like healing, providing barriers, all kinds of useful stuff. This game's also fully co-op, and you can play on the PvE or PvP servers. I don't really understand the PvP servers for the most part because like the netcode's not amazing for PvPing, and for the most part as well, like the game's not really designed for PvP. It's just sort of one of those things I think they put on to like tick a box. But it's definitely a lot more stronger playing PvE with friends, because obviously I love playing with friends. So in the game itself, you'll go off and you'll spawn in. There's a decent amount of lore and story at the start around the deviants and what's going on in the world, and a whole lot of quests which help you kind of power level. And you also build a base, collect resources like wood and stone and plants and everything else to establish a base that will give you the option to craft better items, ammunition and everything else, and also be able to trade and do quests, which further expand the rate of progression, and also help you acquire various currencies and components and other bits and pieces that you need to upgrade your gear and upgrade your character. So progression is a little bit different to other games where you don't necessarily have like a standard tech tree. It's going to focus around building your base and building and upgrading better items and getting blueprints. Blueprints being the most valuable thing. And then of course there is also a wipe system, which doesn't really feel that necessary, but it's a component of the game. And basically every so many weeks, months, the game wipes and you'll lose your base and some of your progression, but you'll basically keep all your blueprints, which is the most important thing, and also your levels that you put into base building and things like that. And you've also got a base that's outside of time that you can kind of store things at and decorate and stuff. So it's the right system in that regard. So I guess I'd say just give it a go. As simple as that. It's something you probably get a good kick out of. It's not costing you any money. And you probably get some good fun with your friends. Who knows, you might really like it, and might be able to invest a lot of time. Personally, I can see us doing a little bit of this co-op and stuff in between doing other games, and it's not necessarily that time intensive, and it's pretty easy to pick up and play or just drop as you see necessary. The game will save wherever you are in the world and will save your progress regularly. And yeah, it's obviously quite early in development at the moment, and there's been a lot of progression, a lot of changes and upgrades and new gear and other bits and pieces. And I expect it's going to continue to get development and support, which is really cool, because I know that a lot of these things, once they start getting a bit of a decent player base going and getting promoted and doing ads, that some of them do get abandoned, but this one looks like it's going to continue to get support for some time, which is really positive. And given that it's also free to play, if it's not going to get support and it does become abandonware, you can just abandon it, which is nice. And unlike games like World of Tanks or War Thunder, you won't necessarily feel as pressured to put a whole lot of money into it to make it worth your while. So I guess it's just a really quick, simple review of this. Yeah, just check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, I may also do a video on some quick hints and tips as to how to power level, how to go off and secure the deviants you need and set up your starting base, and also how to progress quickly and level up, and get the blueprints and all the other core components that you need to actually get. But in the meantime, I'm pressed for time, so I'm just going to leave you guys with this quick review. But my review is, I would probably suggest playing it. Overall, probably call it a 6 out of 10 as a full game, but as a beta, it's probably a 7 or an 8. I'll give it probably a 7.5. Which means it's decent enough to play, you'll get a kick out of it, and it's got a promising future ahead of it as far as I can tell. So yeah, check it out if you think this is something that will appeal to you. Third person, open world PvE game with some kind of survival horror elements and some other kind of open world roaming questing elements. It's a good mix of all kinds of things, and I think a lot of people will genuinely really enjoy this. So yep, if it appeals, check it out. If you found the video interesting and informative, and a nice quick easy review that's easy to access and not too wordy, then feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys around.